Lover, 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 you don't treat me no good no more. That's the song. That's the song. Happy Friday, Soulies. Happy What's the Vibe? For some reason, we're doing Fridays the last few weeks. I don't mind it ending the week, rounding it out with a What's the Vibe little insight for the weekend and next week. Before I do, though, I just want to I'm sure a lot of you use Zoom and work with Zoom. I do. I have forever, for years, since, I don't know, like 7 years or something. Did you guys know that there's a filter that people use on Zoom? Am I daft? Did I not know this? There is a proper setting. I only discovered it because I was trying to sort my video out. It's pretty patchy. I might need to get like a webcam or something. But I was trying to sort out the quality of the video that I'm recording, and there's like a proper filter where it's like touch up my appearance. My loves, we do not need to be doing that on Zoom. I hope none of us are doing that on Zoom. Like, I like played with it. I'm like, oh, this is ludicrous. I had no idea. No idea. Anyway, that blew my mind. But what's the vibe? It's kind of about this, actually. The vibe is all about beauty and romance. It's actually really beautiful energy. I'm not sure how many of you have felt that shift after the Sag full moon we had last week, but I was thinking about it this morning. I really love how mid-year we have a Sagittarian energy reset, because Sagittarius is so much about like the pulling back to fire forward, so much about like dreaming and going after the life that you desire. It's very action oriented, it's fiery, it's optimistic. And so when we're, meeting a mid-year point, which obviously we're in June now, how? I don't understand, but here we are. It's kind of nice that this Sag full moon in Gemini season comes in as a great reset. And it doesn't necessarily mean, like with all resets, that it's going to be smooth sailing. Resets require us to make change. And depending on your relationship to change, that might not be nice, a nice feeling. But on the other side of the change is potential. And what we've got happening astrologically over the coming days is really beautiful transits of Venus. Now, let's just talk about Venus for a moment. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, what we value, what our values are. She also governs money and our relationship to finances. When you think of, I've spoken a few times about neuroaesthetics and beauty as a nervous system regulator. That's very Venusian. In fact, I'm recording this on Friday, which is Venus Day. I might do another episode on that, on how each day of the week is ruled by a different planet, but Friday is Venus's day. This is traditionally the day that is encouraged for us to indulge in beautifying ritual and practices. So, for instance, after I record this, I am going to have my lymphatic drainage. Like, this is a beautiful day to get a facial or massages or, have a haircut. We love Venus. Venus loves these things. Venus is the feminine expression of our being. She is, and not in the gendered way, but in that very sensual, goddess like qualities. She's Aphrodite. She is the goddess Venus. And so when we have some transits, very positive transits happening, we'll talk about Venus retrograde later in the year because we're having one of those. Now they're a doozy because it's everything I spoke about in reverse. Like, I'm talking like ugly. It's an ugly transit. But Venus, when she transits and has these beautiful aspects to her, which I'll explain in a moment, it's a very beautifying sign. The energy feels beautiful. And it's interesting. I've really felt Cancerian nature, and it's not Cancer season yet. It's really confused me until I looked at what was happening astrologically. I'm like, oh, this all makes sense. Because we're still in Gemini season, which is obviously very fast paced, very witty, very conversational, very social. But we've got a lot of Cancerian influence already in the lead up to Cancer season in the coming couple of weeks. So we have Venus in Cancer, and she's been there for a little while, but we've also got Jupiter in Cancer. Now, if you're into sidereal astrology, which isn't the astrology I practice, but that transit of Jupiter into Cancer has only just happened. So there has been a lot of conversation online around, Jupiter's moved into Cancer, whereas the astrology that I practice, it's been there for almost a year. So Jupiter is the planet of whatever it touches, it expands. It's luck, it's opportunity, it's Sagittarian in nature. Now, in a couple of days, on the 9th of June, so we're looking at Tuesday in the Southern Hemisphere at least, we have the Venus-Jupiter conjunction. This means that they're both at the same degree point. So when you look at a conjunction, you're usually looking at within 10 degrees, but this is an exact conjunction happening on the 9th, where Venus and Jupiter come together in the sign of Cancer. It is a beautiful and harmonious aspect, especially Venus. Venus loves to be in Cancer because you think of the energy of Cancer as the nurturer, the lover, the mother. She is so intuitive, very feminine, like she knows how to make a home a home. And then Venus is this energy of sensitivity and, that goddess-like energy. The two energies go really beautifully together. And then we have Jupiter coming in and just expanding opportunity. And so I would say this is it's a great transit for romance. Like I'm talking love, I'm talking, going on a date or romancing your lover or flirting with your crush. Or this is, I laugh because Trent knows this, but how much do I tell you guys? I always have a crush. I have a Libra moon. I always have a crush. Trent's always aware of the crush. But that's why I was laughing when I'm like, flirt with your crush. Sam Hewen, no. This is just a really beautiful, favorable transit for romance, love, and also really indulging in the things that you value, the practices you value. They could be spiritual practices, they could be how you like to tend to your home, like really anchoring into what beauty means to you. And when I look at beauty, I look at all of the senses, and Venus is this, it's of the senses, of the physical body. But more than that, like beautiful smells, beautiful sound, beautiful music, beautiful taste, beautiful texture. Like this is really a time to go through, clothing, jewelry, makeup, and get rid of anything that doesn't feel beautiful and indulge yourself in things that do. So that conjunction is going to be very opportunistic for all of us. It would be amazing for you to pick up your chart and have a look at where Cancer falls for you. Like, where is this transit landing for you? For me, it's landing in my first house. So, I'm looking at that and going, it's a great time for me to have beautiful treatments on my body, or it's probably a really good time for me to get a haircut. You're looking at these literal beautifying practices. Whereas if it was in your fourth house, if you had Cancer in your fourth house, it'd be a really beautiful time to, buy that piece of furniture or that artwork for the home you've been putting off, or even just simply diffusing a beautiful oil and buying yourself a fresh bunch of flowers. Like, treat yourself as a goddess you are. And depending on where it transits your chart, will add the additional layer or flavor that you could feel on the 9th. And then Venus will continue to move. And by the end of the week, she moves into Leo. So that is also very lover energy. Leo rules the heart, right? Leo, it governs our heart space. Leo is very generous in love. Leo is, they are flirtatious, but flirtatious. That was a combination between flirtatious and flamboyant, by the way, but we're going to use it. Leos are flirtatious. So there is this flirty energy, but more than that, they're very flamboyant when it comes to adoration and loving an other, and they're not afraid to love loudly. And the amount of times I tell people, oh my God, I'm obsessed with you, without like, I say it all the time, I would suck at dating because I couldn't play the games. I couldn't do the holding cards close to your chest and not sharing what you mean. Like, if I liked someone, I'd be like, I have a crush on you and I really like you and I'm obsessed with you, and like I feel like this could be a thing, like that is Venus in Leo. It's bold adoration is how it's coming through. And so we start the week next week with this beautiful feminine, just gorgeous sensitivity, gorgeous romancing of self and life. And we end the week in bold declaration of our love. And that could be romantic love. That could also be a love of self. Leo rules confidence, right? And Venus is what we value. So, what are the traits in yourself that you value? Where are you proud of yourself? What achievements? Where do you need to go out and celebrate life? Like, next week feels really beautiful astrologically. Now, on top of that, we still have our Pisces North Node, which I just feel adds this extra dimension of romance, because Pisces is romantic. And so it just feels like love is in the air next week, guys. I really, really feel it. What a beautiful midpoint for a start of the year, the first 6 months, that literally there were times where I'm like, we got to shut this shit down. We're going into some sort of lockdown. Like, I know I wasn't the only one. I wasn't alone there being like ready to go, like ready to fight. And it's actually interesting that the heightened energy has shifted, even though the powers that be are still behaving in the ways they always have. It's very curious energetically. I mean, I have plenty more to say on that at some point. But right now, let's enjoy this time that feels really beautiful and harmonious. Let's enjoy this energy of romancing self and romancing life. And underneath it all, if you were to do only one thing next week with using this energy and making it yours, I would I would sit with your relationship to beauty and look at all of the senses, beautiful smells, beautiful sights, beautiful sounds, beautiful tastes, like cook some beautiful meals. That's so Venus, Cancer, Jupiter conjunct. Are you kidding? Like cook that beautiful meal for your partner or your child or yourself. Indulge. And then what's the fifth? Beautiful. I've forgotten the fifth. Sight, sound, touch, smell, taste. Yeah, I've said them all. So beautiful time to sit. I just keep saying the word beautiful because it is. You're probably going to feel yourself next week. I will also say when Venus is in Leo, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and you're going to go, I'm a babe. And if you're not doing that, then it's like an invitation to look at the parts of yourself that don't allow you to go there. Because this is why Leo can be triggering for people because they do go there. But yes, Venus in Leo during Cancer season. Oh, we love. This is very romantic. Very romantic. I know my Cancerians listening are like, yes, because Cancerians are romantic. Venus there is like, oh my God. And the Pisces flavor is there's a little bit of delusion, but hey, it's okay to be a little bit, everyone needs like a delusional crush. Like that's an invitation to just like be a little bit delusional, but also like, what do you value? Like when we're putting our serious caps on, what do you value when it comes to romance in your life, how you romance yourself, how your lover romances you, and vice versa, and the beauty that you cultivate all around you. That is a vibe check for the coming days and week. What a vibe. I'm obsessed with it for us all. And I, on that note, will be back in your ears on Monday. Bye.